duck hunt was rough on my fingernails.
Hey, I want to talk about that.
Duck calling's bad on your fingernails?
Yeah. 28, that brand new 28 gauge that Art gave me.
Yeah.
I tore this one off.
I can't hear you.
Put your mic on, Si.
Yeah. I tore this one off, putting in 28 gauge shells. And now I was seeing it, I looked, and hey, this one's the same way. Now, I don't know how I tore this one.
Well, if you wouldn't have shot so many shells, you wouldn't have tore it off.
Well, hey.
Hey, when I saw Si, I said, hey, did y'all kill any ducks? Because we had all of our friends from Wisconsin come in.
Yeah.
And from Life Camp. And, yeah, he said, son, did we strap them? I said, no, what really happened? He was like, no, hey, we strapped them.
There you go.
And apparently he got his fingers strapped. Si, what's wrong with him?
Hey, cracking.
They're cracking. He's old.
Cracking.
He's old, man.
Old age.
Release the cracking.
I want to know if you shot
Hey, they're either are just falling down or starting to crack.
Falling down.
Hey,
Fall down.
everything's going south, boys.
I want to know if you really shot those ducks. How many did you kill?
I have no idea.
Enough.
I just know that when they come by me,
Mm-hmm.
they tried to go out this way. They didn't make it.
That's what I said.
The next day you'll hear a bam and then a splash. Somebody said, did you just shoot something? I said, well, of course I just shot something. Did you hear the splash?
Hey, I was telling them boys from Wisconsin about Si shooting when they put blanks in his gun, you know?
And he still killed him.
That's the best story there ever is.
Wait,
No,
why?
look, because, hey, I was wondering.
Microphone.
Why
Put your
won't you
microphone.
just take that headset
I was
off?
wondering what they was doing. Because they said, hey, let me see your 20 gauge a minute. So, like an idiot, I said, okay. So I handed him my 20 gauge. Well, 5 minutes go by, and then we start calling a little old bunch of green winged teal. And I said, hey, psst, psst. They said, what? I said, hand me my gun. I said, we're going to get these in. And they said, well, I said, hey, hand me my gun. So I did. And I checked it to make sure it had rounds in it because I know they're bad about, they want to do me in. So they come by one time, and Jason, they turn around and come back again. Well, the third time they come back in and then they done this right in front of the decoys. And when they did, I just raised up to it, bam, 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 3 times. And I was looking at them when everything cleared, all the smoke cleared. I said, well, boys, I don't know about y'all. I said, but I was 3 for 3. Well, they all busted off laughing. So I went, no, we got you this time, boy. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, we put blanks in your gun. I said, see, that's what y'all don't understand. I said, boys, y'all ain't no ever top me. I said, I just killed 3 green-winged teal at 15 feet, and I killed them with the wadding of a blank. And I said, hey, try again. Just keep trying. You may pull it off one of these days, but I doubt it.
You can't catch him, Martin.
You ain't going to get him, man.
You ain't going to get me.
It was fun, man. Sitting there watching the old man do his thing, man. I was behind everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, look, we're going to the duck hole one morning. Phil pulls up there, and he said, hey, he said, you'll like this. He says, guess what happened yesterday when you didn't come? I said, what? He said, hey, right here, when I was unlocking the gate, he said, when I opened it and drove the vehicle through, he said, black cat run across the road. I said, really? Yeah. And he said, I had my man from South Carolina with me, paying him back for the hunt I had in South Carolina, and I asked him, I said, hey, what did you just see? And he said, I saw a black cat. He said, yeah, but tell me more, give me the details. He said, well, I think it was a little house cat, somebody's house cat, or a baby one, And I said, what are y'all getting at? And Phil said, well, if you would have been here, you'd have said it would have been a Black Panther. I said, I would have. And I said, here's the difference between me and you. I said, y'all see, I said, you're ignorant. I said, both of you showing your ignorance right now. I said, look, I said, when you're talking about, you see a woman and her belly is swollen, that woman, you would say, hey, that woman is with child and it's biblical, She's fixing to have a baby. I said, well, see, y'all don't understand. I said, you're showing your ignorance. Okay. A panther don't come out full grown.
Oh.
They have to have baby panthers. I said, you two dummies
I
just
see where
seen
this
a
is
baby
going.
panther go across the road, and then you just brought him out. Oh, no, it was the little house cat. No, it wasn't. It was a wild baby black panther. And if you'd have looked around, hey, Mom was somewhere around there to take care of it. You know, Phil looked at that old boy from South Carolina, and he said, hey, you might as well forget it. The boy ain't gonna get off of the Black Panther.
He ain't getting off of it.
I ain't getting off of it. They exist. Hey,
Martin?
Yeah. I got nothing on that.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna change his mind.
No, and that's fine. Look, hey, having conviction about something is good, you know?
well, I've seen two.
Well, he's got faith.
Yeah, he got a lot of it, don't he?
Hey, I've seen two. And
Two of 'em?
I've actually seen a mountain lion on Phil's property.
I can go with that.
Because Phil was telling me, he said, we're going coming around on the back of what's dog mile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dog.
He said, hey, look, I was coming around here yesterday to check the water. He said, right over here, he said, I saw a coyote. And I said, so I've got coyote on the brain.
Mhm.
So he said, hey, be looking, So I grabbed the 22, He had his 22 in there. I grabbed it, So we went around there and I said, hey, stop, slow and back it up. Something back here, And it's coyote, And he backed it up. And I said, he's gone. I said, no, it wasn't a coyote. I said, what I saw was two-toned.
Two-tone.
Yeah. He was looked like a deer. Part of him had deer, but then there was a part of his body that was red. And I said, hey, what I just saw it wasn't a black panther, wasn't a deer. I said it was a mountain lion. Yeah. Well, about what? 2 days later, somebody said something about it. Oh, yeah, they run over one of them down there in Bossier City. At the Bossier, strip club area.
So he
No, well, hey,
went from Phil's land
yeah.
To the strip
to
club.
the strip
But
club.
hey, so they do it.
Sound like every other redneck down there.
Yeah, that's it, boys. Hey,
Oh, no.
I got nothing.
Wow.
Phil did used to keep quite the cast of characters down there.
Yeah,
So
he
I'll go
did.
with it.
Hey.
Hey, you know what you call an old snowman?
an old snowman,
An old man.
Water.
water.
That is
An
true.
old snowman.
Yeah, that's where he met. There you go.
Okay.
Well, welcome back to the podcast of the Duck Call Room.
Man, we done
boys.
started with Black Panthers and everything else.
Yes, mountain
man.
lion. We do have some of them up there in Arkansas where I hunt.
What, them big cats?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And I
There's
think
three
they
of them
walk.
up there.
Yeah.
Bears.
But I reminded about the trapping.
Size on one. Hey, he's drinking that coffee. He's drinking the coffee that Godwin made him, and he's ready to go.
Jason Robertson run a trap line in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. And, hey, you ought to hear some of the stories that boy tells about his trap
I
line.
have heard some of them.
Hey, they're wild. Yeah.
Who got sprayed by a skunk running?
Oh, that's
trap
Phil.
line?
Hey,
That
we're
wasn't
all in the
Jason?
house, and hey, he comes back from running his trap line, and he was telling us all what he caught.
Mhm.
And we said, we know what else you got.
Yeah.
Mama said, get out of the house.
Done kicked him out.
Take them clothes off, throw them, bury them, and all that. And he had a brand new pair of tennis shoes on that he done it with. Okay, he buried them. Look, I dug them up like 2 years later.
Stop.
And hey, I'm serious.
Si.
I dug them up and wore them playing basketball.
Stop.
And everybody would say, hey, the coach would be yelling at him, get on that boy.
Stop.
He says, get the coach, he stinks like a skunk.
Yeah.
No.
Triple double that night.
Serious.
Boy had a triple double. He went for 20, 10, and 10.
Hey, I scored about 14 points that night.
Golly.
And it was layups.
Oh,
My
layup.
goodness.
Hey, they wouldn't guard me.
Godwin, you ever make a layup?
I played basketball one time.
Play basketball all the time.
Have you ever watched Benelli Presents Duck Commander?
Yeah. I went out there and everybody took off to the other end, so I took off to the other end, then they run back to the other end. Well, I just sat down there and waited. They's going to come back.
You figured it out.
Yeah, I'll just sit here and wait on
That's
Figured
a
they gonna
shortcut.
come
They'll be
back,
back.
right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, they'll
I
be
ain't
back.
running back and forth.
Yeah, I ain't running myself to death.
Look, how many people do we now have on Nutrafol? I know it started with Brittany postpartum.
My sister, my cousin Heath, Phillip McMillan, his wife, Christine. We a Nutrafol family up in this joint.
I guarantee you. What's Christine thinking about it, Si?
Hey, it works.
Like Brittany even started from postpartum, and then she's graduated all the way now just to women's core for women under 45. So look, Nutrafol now offers hair growth supplements tailored to men at every age because the root causes of hair thinning change over time. And your routine should too. Look, Nutrafol Men for ages 18 to 49 to help improve hair growth and achieve thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months. And new Nutrafol Men 50 Plus, the first and only hair growth product specifically formulated for men over 50. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and are NSF content certified. Adding Nutrafol to your daily routine is easy. You can order online, no prescription. Look, automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. And with a Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20% and get added perks to support your hair growth journey. Start Nutrafol today and make the hat optional. Visit Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code for $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code.
Well, Si, yesterday after we got to go done duck hunting, you told one that I ain't heard yet, and I think the people at home would appreciate this, about a hummingbird.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Hummingbird.
Here we go.
I don't know that I've heard this story.
Okay, well, buddy, buckle your seatbelt.
yo.
And I've heard a lot, and I've heard a lot of them, Martin.
With
Well,
hunters,
buckle your seat.
gotta
I can
understand,
finish most of
okay?
them.
We got sponsors, okay? But Nelly Shotguns is one of our sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
So they send all the Robertsons and you and Mark and all that. We all get a brand new gun. And with that brand new gun, there comes 5 chokes. Extra full, modified, improved cylinder, and open bore.
Mm-hmm.
So I go and I find me some cardboard, and there's 2 foot square. So I get me 5 of them. Then I get out, I find me a measuring,
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
tape, and I run out 25 yards. And then I put up 5 of them 2 foot squares.
25 yards?
Yeah, 25 yards.
35
Okay.
feet.
Yeah. So I grab it, load it up. Okay, that new Benelli, extra full. Boom! Put another shell in it, go to the next one. Okay, full choke. Boom! Put another shell in it. Boom! Modified. Okay, put another shell in it. Boom! Improved cylinder. Now I'm down to the last one, open bore. Put a shell in, boom. Then I go down there and inspect what my pattern is.
No.
Hey, I had a dove like in my mind. I would look at that pattern and said, okay, a dove would fit here and could live. Another dove would fit here and could live. 3 doves on the extra full. I said, that ain't no good. I ain't going to use the extra full. Go to the full, okay. Only 1 dove fits on that one, But hey, you got a dove. He get away. Nope, ain't going to use that one. Modified, okay. Oh, good grief, 4 doves. You talking about pitiful. Improve. I said, okay, we're going to get somewhere, buddy. Here, we're going to improve cylinder. That's like a barn door, okay? So I looked there, and a whole flock could go through there. I said, I ain't got 1 more choke, and that's the open bore. And I don't really even know how to describe what an open bore is. Why didn't you just say, hey, we just made just a straight barrel with no choke?
Well, because you got threads in there, you got to protect the threads.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, so it doesn't really change nothing. It's a thread protector. Is the best way to think of it.
So
It's just a
anyway, hey,
sleeve.
I went down to the last one, open bore. So look, I looked like that, and I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Hey, I'm gonna have to get a smaller bird."
The dove wasn't gonna live.
Hey, the doves. Hey, no, everything that tries to fly through this is dying. I said, I'm about to get. I said, let's see, what bird? I said, a house wren. I said, no, that's a little too big. I said, oh, I know the one I need to get. I said, hey, hummingbird. I said, hey, so look, I got going through all that, and I said, hey. So the next time we was in the blind and there was a green-winged teal coming in there, a bunch of them, I raised up, boom, 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 3 times, about 18 of them fell. Well, hey, they all got to run in their mouth, and I'm over laughing because they all run in their mouth. Oh, boy, I killed 5, out of 3 shots, I killed 4 out of 2. And I said, wait a minute. I said, hey, hold it. Question. And they said, what? I said, what did you idiots got in your shotgun? What kind of choke? Jay said, oh, I got extra full. I said, you didn't kill nothing. Phil said, well, I said, Phil, what are you shooting? He said, modified. I said, you killed a couple. I said, what are you boys? Hey, extra full. I said, you're like Jace. Y'all are the no kill boys. Y'all ain't killed dudes. What? I said, hey, 18 ducks fell out of that bunch. I said, you know what I'm shooting?
The rest of them.
They said, what? I said, I'm shooting open bore. I said, when I shot, hey, and I said, hey, science will prove me wrong. Right. Okay. I said, I patterned my shotgun, all 5 patterns. Okay. 4 of them I threw away. I've got one choke, an open bore. I said, because, hey, here's science at work. The green-winged teal come in, it was 25 of them, okay? I raised up, shoot 1 shot right in the back of them, move it 1 foot, shoot again, move it 1 foot, shoot again. I said, now you put that together on them 2-foot square cardboard targets I got, and what I'm shooting is I've got a 54-inch circle, 18-inch circle. Okay, that's about the size of this table. I said, anything in that circle, I said, hey, a hummingbird can't fly through my pattern. I said, so, hey, look, if a flock of hummingbird, I'd kill them all.
Good grief. No, I have not heard that one.
Did y'all know that 24 times 3 equals 54?
Oh, yeah. Everybody know that from Louisiana.
I thought it equals 72.
That's elementary.
18. 18.
Okay. Oh, we went from 24 to
18-inch circle.
Okay, there you go.
And
we had to clarify the math a little bit. Okay, I got you.
It's 54 inches, boys.
And I will say that Si's right about a lot of this stuff. When we think he's wrong, he's right.
But didn't you have an ant catch a hummingbird?
Oh, no, yeah.
What?
There it is.
She was out,
There we go.
the one that looked.
That was the one I was hoping for.
Every time you would eat at Irene's house, my aunt's house, we'd all be around the table, like she'd cook fried chicken, and everybody'd be chickening down. And then all of a sudden, it'd be just everybody smacking, and then, ah! Well, Aunt Irene has done slipped her tennis shoes off and reached over, and she could lay her big toe on top of the other one and cut you.
No.
She'd actually grab you like this and then just twist it and cut you.
But she caught a hummingbird.
She was out in her yard one day with her flowers,
That's good.
pruning them and cutting them, trimming them, all that, getting her bouquet to put on the dinner room table, And a hummingbird come up there and said, and got him some nectar. Well, when he went on that flower, she grabbed him. Well, when she grabbed him, she closed her hand. Hey, his beak is sticking out the backside of her hand.
Ooh.
And she,
What was that last part?
I guess
you got a hummingbird's beak through your hand.
that's retribution.
Hey,
Good
that's pain.
grief.
That's pain, boy.
Like it's a nail.
Hey, that's one of them. Hey, that's one of them things. Hey, don't ever grab a hummingbird.
Mm.
He'll bite you.
Do you think you could ever catch one?
I've shot him with a BB gun. Well, hey, let me back up.
Yeah.
I shot at him.
There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, because look, and I mean, I'm slipping in the flower bed. Okay, and one of them is up there. Yeah, I literally stick the barrel of that BB gun on it and say, "Pump." Well, hey, had a little pump. He just he dodged it. He dodged it, BB. Okay, I shot at a many of them. I'd never kill one. Okay, he had actually dodged the BB.
And he's owning up to shooting and missing.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
And I mean, that's when you might there stick it to him.
And he can still jump.
That was one of our pastimes as children. Christmas time rolled around. Well, hey, guess what we get? Me and Phil, Daisy Bee's gun. And then he upgraded one year. He got actually one of them pump pellet guns.
Yeah, like a Benjamin.
Oh, whew,
them old
that's
Benjamin.
rough.
Yeah.
We went froggy one time. You know, we took the pump pellet gun with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Phil had he got the pump, you know, that thing shooter. Okay. Tommy bought him a 5 battery frog gigging light. So we'd been frog gigging. We was going. We had a tow sack full of them going back to the house. You know. Well, Phil has got the light in ahead of us, and he won't wait on us.
Oh, God.
Well, Tommy's got the pump pellet gun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he warned him like 2 or 3 times. Hey, you better wait out, wait for me, or I'm gonna pop you in the back
with a
pellet gun. Well, hey, he warned him about 3 times. Hey, finally, Phil just started walking faster. Well, Tommy just Tommy, I'm giving you the last warning. Phil was just you hear, pow, whop.
Was there any screaming?
Oh yeah. Well, hey, look, the first thing that happened was, hey, the lights went out because, hey, when he got shot, the first thing he did was looked at that light and wham on the asphalt. Batteries, flashlight, glass lens, all busted, run, and then hey, Phil's gone. When we come in there, Mama was took one of Daddy's razors, opened it up, took the blade out. And she was working on Phil's back. That pellet had went in. Well, hey, she just had tweezers, had a hole there, and just cut it a little slit, pulled it out.
Field surgery.
Yeah.
Your brothers were rough, Si.
Oh no, hey, mean.
My goodness.
Mean.
Golly.
My goodness.
Spring is right around the corner, and it's time to get back outside. Transform your yard with fast-growing trees. Look, Fast Growing Trees is America's largest and most trusted online nursery with thousands of trees and plants and over 2 million happy customers.
I'm about to be one of them, Martin.
Are you?
A piece of our property's got a substation right next to it, and it has been destroyed by the ice storm. So I'm finding me some privacy trees, and we're going to make that sucker look
There you
right.
go. And they have over 6,000 plants to choose from, including fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering trees, shrubs, and house plants. It doesn't matter. And that whether it be your climate, your space, your lifestyle, it's so easy. You just click, order, grow. And with their Alive and Thrive guarantee, your plants arrive happy and healthy. Plus, there's no green thumb required. Their plant experts can help you plan your landscape project, choose the right plants, and teach you how to care for them. Fast Growing Trees makes it easy to get the yard you've been dreaming of and at a price that won't break the bank. Right now, they have great deals on spring planting essentials, up to half off on select plants, and listeners to our show get 20% off their first purchase when using the code at checkout. That's an additional 20% off better plants and better growing at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com code. Now's the perfect time to plant. Let's grow together. Use to save today. Offers valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
I didn't know that taking Si on a duck hunt would charge his battery like it has, but that boy been on one here for the past
Ever since I've
72
seen him,
hours.
I ain't seen him in a while, and I saw him, and he told me about going with
Well,
the
it reminds me how,
Wisconsin boys.
because that was when they finally, the guy from New York City, every time we'd go to New York City, he'd come over and sit down beside me and he said, hey, when you going to write your book?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, my life ain't that exciting. He said, look, Phil wrote the first one, number one. Willie wrote the next one, number one. He said, hey, you'll outsell your book will outsell both of them. You need to write it. So he kept doing this for like 2 years. Well, I finally, okay, all right, let's write a book.
That's a good book.
Hey, it's a good read.
Yeah.
Look, and like everybody already knows, because I put it in the book, hey, the stories in this book are 95% true. 5% of it is, okay.
You spiced it up.
Throw it up to spice it up, kick it up a little notch.
Kick it up a notch.
Because that's like when we thought they was wolves. Okay, we thought they was wolves. We would get on the school bus and drive our 30 miles to go to school. Okay, the bus driver would, and we'd look, and hey, there'd be 350.
Wolves?
Yeah, on the fence line.
Were they really wolves?
No, they was coyotes, but we thought they was wolves. Look, them things got after me and Phil one night. We was killing ducks. Had a tow sack full of ducks. Okay, so we're done. It's got dark, so we're trying. And hey, they got on their trail of the blood trail. Phil said, "Hey, how many shells you got?" I said, "I think I got 2."
Oh, this is getting bad.
So I got 2 shells and he had like 5. So every once in a while, hey, they started getting close. We would just boom, boom. Get back, son. Get back, Loretta. Hey,
Loretta.
Get back.
But they followed us home.
Didn't get none of your ducks. Huh?
Hey, no, they didn't get no ducks. We had to conserve our ammo. We shot
You
the
ain't
last
very
one.
good
We-
at that.
We shot the last one.
No.
Hey, about a mile from the house.
After up with you yesterday, shell conservation is not something you're into
Nah.
anymore.
Oh, no.
So Martin, he did pretty good, didn't he?
No,
He
see,
shot great. Yeah, no, he shot great. But if it went off once, it went off all 3 times.
Hey, that
He
was
ran
one
that
of the
baby
things.
to the
If you would
plug.
see,
Boom,
you
boom,
would,
boom.
you would see our
I'm the
soldiers.
same way.
Boom,
Hey,
boom,
I'm
boom.
gonna shoot 3
Here's our
times.
company formation
Boom,
okay.
boom, boom.
in combat gear.
Tell him, Si.
There would be something different about me when you got to me.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
They issue you 2 ammo pouches. I had 6.
Where did you put them?
Where'd you get the
I
other
said
four?
I put them on my belt. Because hey,
What's holding up the belt?
They used to train us a little bit on hand to hand.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I ain't in the hand to hand.
Uh-uh.
I said, you gonna get shot if you fool with me.
You in the lead.
I said, because hey, I don't put out number lead. I usually carry 2 or 3 things with me. Bubble gum,
Great.
bubble gum, and hey, and like when I was in the military, I run out of bubble gum a lot. But there was one thing I wasn't gonna run out of. That was bullets. Okay, because hey, you ain't gonna see me hand to hand. I'm gonna shoot you.
What was the other thing you carried? You said you carried 3 things: bubble gum, bullets, and
And BS.
Well, you got a lot of that. You overloaded.
Oh man, alive!
No, I'm glad, Si, you're
Golly.
feeling so good. That's great.
Yeah.
Got to go hunting.
Do you think it's your teeth?
Hey,
I mean,
that,
your
don't know,
battery,
but
your
hey,
battery has been charged.
has helped
since
a
Hey,
you
lot.
got-
Dr. O did say, he said, hey, look, I would like to do something for you, Mr. Robertson. And I said, what's that? He even called me Uncle Si. He said, hey, Uncle Si, I want to do something for you. I said, what's that? He said, hey, I want to give you your smile back.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just wonder if it had you feeling bad, like if there was some kind of
Yeah.
weird,
No,
no,
like
I
weird
did learn
infection
something,
or
and
something
Si's
in
probably
there.
fixing
Hey,
to tell you.
I realized one thing.
There's a lot of infection in your teeth,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
it was infecting his whole body. And he didn't
But
even know
it was making my gums go down.
Yeah.
They was wearing out.
Okay.
But hey, here's what I learned. After I got the bag of teeth that he pulled out of my head, what I had left,
Ugh.
You still got them?
I got them at the house. Yeah.
And they're for sale.
Hey,
we got an auctioneer in the house. Who
Hey,
wants
look,
to?
you talking about
Let's sell
70.
'em.
5,
Hey,
5, 10.
You wouldn't believe the pain and the not pain, the
For what are you talking
70,
about?
78 years on
Oh,
a
that's-
set of teeth.
Yeah.
Boy, that's rough on them.
Oh yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Hey, all this is grinded down. There's a hole there that needs to be filled and all this stuff. So yeah.
So we were.
he did give me a smile back.
And it is awesome.
They
looking.
took all your teeth out of your head.
Yep.
And you got all.
Hey, he pulled them, okay, and then, hey, looked like somebody beat me up. I had black eyes. Just from my teeth being
Yeah, I
pulled.
remember that episode when he
Yeah.
got on here and you had the black eyes. And his wife, she laughed at him. She was like, "What happened to you?" He was like, "Hey, it was rough.
Yeah.
The teeth were rough on me."
I wouldn't stay asleep. So
Well,
they
no,
knocked me
because
That's
out.
how you-
hey, here's the thing. Doc pulled my teeth. Hey, put the implants in and all this, and then that night I stayed at his house and he was my nurse. He'd come in during the night, touched me and tell me, "Are you okay, Mr. Robertson?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." Well, he come
Waking
in-
me up.
he kept waking me up. He come in there one time, he woke me up and he said, "You all right?" I said, "Nope." I said, "Hey," I said, "You remember when Phillip told you that, hey, you had to make sure that this was painless?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Well, the pain's starting." He said, "Hold that thought."
Hold that
back.
thought.
Be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back. So he come back in with a glass of water and a pill.
Si, you're the only one that can go stay with the doctor who's doing the surgery on you,
Yeah.
and he's your chauffeur, he's
Yeah.
your cook,
Yeah.
he's your doctor,
Yeah,
and then
matter of
he's
fact,
your
he
nurse.
actually cooked me a big steak.
He did.
Oh, yeah, and it was good.
He did.
And he asked me, he said, "How you want it?" I said, "Light pink in the middle,
Medium plus.
medium plus."
Okay, well, yeah,
Medium.
I remember
See,
that.
and like he said, hey, he said, "I know what." He said, "Hey, got you covered."
There you
But
go.
when he brought it up to me, he said, "Okay, cut it in the middle and see if it's
Is
light
that
pink."
before he cut your teeth out?
Yeah, that was like his last meal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was my last meal before they pulled
Yeah.
me.
And hey, one of
That's
the
like
teeth,
death row, man.
one of the
Get
teeth
one
came
last
out
meal.
the night before. Si made me count my teeth on the way to the dentist. He was like, "How many teeth you got in your head?" I said, "I don't know."
Yeah,
He said,
because see,
"Count
I
'em."
didn't know how many teeth
Count
an
'em.
adult had.
I'm driving down the road trying to count my
You're
teeth.
supposed to have 32.
I had to ask Siri.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had to ask. I found out, and then I got to looking, and I said, "Hold it, the doc didn't. Good grief, I lost 20 teeth.
Hey,
Got him at a
77
discount.
years."
77 years of rough on somebody.
I said, "You
Yeah.
talking about rough?"
Oh.
Well, we were walking through me and the guys from Wisconsin, we went all through the duck tour, and we saw a big picture Si out there, and when he was young, and he had a beautiful smile, and I said,
Yeah, and I had big teeth.
this is Si's smile. He got his smile back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there you go.
man. There you go. Well,
But
Phillip, you want to?
Hey, I had to learn how to eat all over again. I really did.
He said he never knew he had so many places
Well,
to
no,
chew.
no, and I didn't know that they made these so sharp.
Yeah.
They two of them are like Dracula. They're pointed,
Canine.
Oh,
real, and real sharp.
Yeah, canine.
And hey, I'd bite wrong, and then chop.
Mm. Hadn't had that.
Hey,
in a
I
minute.
thought, look, I thought, did I go all the way through?
Yeah.
Good grief.
It makes
Yeah.
you want to eat rare meat now?
Uh,
You steaks, you eat them rare now?
oh no, yeah, hey, it's totally different.
Well, Phillip, you want to tell us who we got here?
I do. Mark Neumann and all the guys from Wisconsin are here, and Mark is with Life Camp, and we've done a couple of events for those guys going up to Wisconsin. And go ahead, Si. What?
No, I want you to tell them what they do with the kids.
Well, we're gonna let Mark tell.
Yeah,
that
we're
part.
gonna bring
I just
Mark
wanted
on.
Phil to make a little quick
Okay.
introduction before we swap out and get
Yeah,
Mark
so
in here.
so
'Cause
we've known Mark for a lot of years, and it's an awesome program. They take care of a lot of kids. And this last time when me and Martin Godwin and Si went, we got to meet a lot of interesting people and some of the actual kids that have gone through their program, and it's awesome. And look, they've got so many good people in Wisconsin.
I was fixed to say that's one of the biggest hearted people in
Mhm.
the world are in the state of Wisconsin.
Sometimes you take a bite of something and you're immediately like, all right, that's legit. This is going to be a regular thing around here. And for us,
Tri-Tails beef.
it's prime and upper choice beef from American Cowboys and Ranchers, and you will taste the difference the first time you cook it. You don't even have to wait to taste it. You can look at it. They are aged to perfection, and they rival any steak you'd get at a steakhouse. It is wild.
Hey, me and Christine had them last night. 2 filet mignons that was cooked with an iron skillet on top of the oven. And it was medium plus.
Oh, medium
Light
plus.
pink
There
in the
you
middle,
go.
son.
Yeah.
You got the ribeye, the prime filet mignon,
Mm-hmm.
the New York strip that's
Yep.
got the marble in it. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
goodness.
Look,
And
but
all of them are good.
But you know the coolest thing? Tri-Tails is a family business. It's a 5th-generation family ranch, and that same family is still responsible for every box of meat they ship to your family. Look, they're still out there raising cattle, chasing calves, and packing your order by hand. The beef is rich and tender, and the marbling is off the charts. And of course, we love that military veterans and first responders get a discount. Tri-Tails beef is the real deal, and you're putting something on the table that reflects care, continuity, and something worth passing down. That's what Tri-Tails is all about. All you got to do is go to trybeef.com/duck to learn more or order your first Tri-Tails box straight from their ranch to your door. That's trybeef.com/duck. And you even get 10% off your first order, and they're throwing in some free meat for you. Go check it out. That's trybeef.com/duck.
Okay, here's my question for you, Mark. How did you get into where you're at now and what you do for for the people, for kids?
Well, you know what? For a bunch of years, been working in middle school age ministry focus. It was a big time in my life growing up that was just figuring it out. Grew up in a church family, and so don't ever remember not having a faith as part of my life, and wanting to follow Jesus. So it's been a special time in my life when I look back at it, and I just know it's tough today. You think of middle schoolers and the challenges. We all look back to when we went and we think, man, I was uncomfortable. There was a lot of stuff that was challenging. Well, today I can't even imagine, with the social media and all the stuff that, how are they defining things and telling these kids what's reality? It's almost like a lot of not truth speaking.
Well, no, most people don't realize, how tough it is for a kid to go what he goes through.
Oh yeah.
Whether you're a female or a male, because there is no rule book that you can go to that will help you overcome everything you're going to run into.
Well, there's one.
Well, yeah.
There's one.
No. Well, that's why he said his foundation.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
His foundation is Jesus.
Yeah. Well, that was big growing up, and my parents led me that direction, and we just started I wanted to have like a man camp for young men. I just thought that's missing. How often are you talking about the tough stuff with kids, and where are they hearing it? Even in church sometimes you're not hearing stuff that are the real challenges in life that every kid's going to face. It's like we dance around them. So we wanted to build a camp and a program for young men that teaches them the reality of life. So that's how we got into that. I knew it was a big time of my life, and so we just said, let's build a man camp for young boys, and that's turned into an amazing ministry called LifeCampUSA, and we do programs for 1-week wilderness programs for 10 kids at a time, both boys and girls separate, and basically stand in the gap for their fallen fathers. So it's basically a camp for kids who lost their dads in service to the country. So U.S. military service, law enforcement, or first responder. Yeah. So these kids have lost their dads, and we want to stand in the gap for them and give them hope, give them purpose, tell them that God's still got a plan for their life,
Oh, yeah, man, which is why, whenever the opportunity came to us, we were always so happy to come up there and help, because it is kind of it's something you don't really think about, I guess, because, for a lot of us, you don't necessarily get touched by loss of the father at such a young age, especially in this room. Like we've all had our fathers for a large period of our lives. I think all of us be dishonest. We said we didn't want them here more, but we had them for a large period of our lives. And, the proof's in the pudding on that stuff. Like, we've done a lot of fundraiser stuff in our life, and since the show hit, and we're always happy to help on any of that, but I've never seen Godwin sign up to be a part of it, outside of the actual event and the night. But I know Godwin and Paula are gonna do I think y'all call them aunts. And y'all call them aunts and uncles. Yep. And so the Godwin family will be aunts and uncles. So that's really cool.
Thank you. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what made you do it, Godwin? Now that you're a granddaddy, I got a feeling I know what made you do it, but
like you say, the father is so much. Daddy taught me so much stuff, and just spent so much time with me and made it fun for me. And I have so much respect for the military, first responders. Those people are servants.
Amen.
Really, at heart. and
They're always doing something for someone
they've made
else.
the ultimate
Yep.
sacrifice.
Yep.
So I got to do something to honor them. And why not help? I mean, it takes a village to get your kid raised.
Yep.
It took a village
Gotta
to get
help.
Johanna raised. And any little bit that helps is just, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
It
So
makes a big difference.
Well,
Well-
and the incredible part is like what I didn't understand and or even necessarily realize before we got involved was you think about it, they lost their, military first responders. You think about them losing it when you hear that in the line of duty, and most of them aren't. Like most of them are after they've come home
Yep.
and they couldn't readjust to life as we know it, and decided to take their own lives. I mean, you see the kids that now some of them are definitely combat related or other things or in the line of duty, in the line of service, but there's so many of them that are just, I'm not even going to pretend I know what those people went through and the choices that they make, but then they take their life and leave a family behind in such a gaping hole there that, and I think if you're listening to this and you know somebody like that and you've always wondered if there's a program for that, look these guys up, man. LifeCampUSA, they cover all the cost of it. You're not out anything. And they, I know you guys, and you can talk about this a little more because you know more about it, but y'all do training for the parents too. It's not just for the kids. Y'all invest in the parents to help them of adjusting of a team to now a single parent, whether it be a single mom or a single dad, whatever that looks like. So,
yeah. Thanks, Martin. I think, reaching out and finding these families, it's not easy to find the family. So like you said, if anybody knows a family who's involved in losing a father because of their service to the country. And last year, Martin, at our camp, half the kids that were there as a result of their fathers taking their own lives after service.
Yeah.
About half of them were killed in action, training accidents. Law enforcement right now, I'd encourage anybody out there to look up. It's actually an app called Officer Down Memorial Page, ODMP. And you look on there, my phone, unfortunately, is dinging every couple days with law enforcement guys dying in action, going to serve us, right? They show up at a house and they're getting taken out. So to find these families, they're kind of under the radar. You don't hear a lot of that, especially on the law enforcement side. So we are on a mission to reach out to the military and law enforcement families who have given everything for us. And then the struggle afterwards, like, coming, John, to camp with us is so special.
Well,
you're going to see.
I would look at it as just for me, I wouldn't know what to ask anybody. I wouldn't even know how to ask for help. That's like my mother. She was a riveter on a B-52 bomber.
That's crazy to think about, ain't it?
No, I'm serious. When I think about that, and then I look and I actually think about, well, wait a minute, hold it. That woman gave birth to 7 kids.
Mm-hmm. She didn't have Netflix.
Well, I look, and that's why I always tell young ladies, I said, hey, you don't see it right now. I said, you're a future mom.
Yeah.
So you're so important you don't even really realize it.
Si, these moms, where my wife is in the midst of talking about 80 moms who have lost their husbands in this next couple months to talk about their kids coming to camp. Can you imagine talking to 80 ladies who have lost their husbands? I mean, it's gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching, lots of tears. Yeah. But as you said, we're reaching out to help the families. Background real quick, we do for anybody out there that knows someone. It's a 1-week wilderness experience, just 10 kids and 10 adults. So at the boys' camp, and that's what we wanted to have, is a close, intimate week where we can get real around the campfire, talk about the challenges that are going to be coming their way. And young men in middle school, they're wanting to talk. We just love on them, Si. A lot of times you don't know what to say. No. You hug them, and they melt. And they're looking for someone to come around and then just show them you care, and then be talking about, I'll touch on the topics we cover, which are amazing. And the moms are so grateful. So
I always tell the people, I said, hey, look, Jesus talking. Jesus has told each individual, hey, you're never alone.
Mm-hmm.
If you know me and have a relationship with me, you're never alone. Well, hey, the kids, I mean, I can't even imagine, all they want to know is, hey, is it anybody out there that loves or that even cares about me?
That's right. Well, and they probably mad at God too.
Well, no.
But
go.
I mean, that's okay. You can be mad at God,
Yeah.
but I mean, even God-fearing people, life happens. We just gotta love them. Like I say, it takes a village. You just gotta love on them. Let them know
That's
they're
why
here on purpose.
I had told Mark and all these guys that are involved in this. Okay, and especially with me, since I consider myself a child anyway. You know, I just, you're showing people that, hey, look, you've got some rough roads ahead of you. Okay, I understand that, but hey, you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that care about you. Okay, and like when they get one-on-one, they don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's like our veterans. Okay, a vet that is seen and been involved in what he's been involved in. Okay, it affected him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he don't know where to turn.
Godwin, you're looking good. How's the weight loss journey been going for you, man?
Man, it's going pretty good. It's been about a week and a half, and I'm down about 12 pounds already.
There you go. Well, why do you think it's been going so well for you this time around?
With this, you got a coach that you get to talk to, and she helps you and gives you great advice and tells you how to do the eating. You can eat this with this, and she keeps telling me I need to be sure and snack. I can't believe you got to eat to lose weight.
If you've tried all the diets, keto, paleo, fasting, they're all the same. The weight drops, right? Then it comes right back on, generally more. And it feels like it's a willpower problem, but it's not. There's one thing that tells your body to burn fat or store it, and most diets miss it. PhD Weight Loss has figured that out and built a plan that actually works with your body. 12 pounds in a week. What else you got?
Yep.
You know,
I ain't but a week and a half in, and I've already dropped down my medication.
Look, if you call now, they'll give you 2 free weeks in the program and pay for your food so you can finally see real results without more trial and error.
You'll see it too.
There you go. If you're done with yo-yo dieting and want clarity, call PhD Weight Loss now and mention
Godwin.
There you go. No more guessing, just answers. Call 864-644-1900 and say,
Godwin.
That's 864-644-1900 or visit myphdweightloss.com.
These boys, Si, I'll tell you, we tell them, that one of the main themes of Life Camp is, though, although you've lost your father, you have a heavenly father that still loves and adores you and is going to always be there to let them know they're not going to be alone. That's
that's why I was saying so important about Jesus has told us, okay, hey, you're never alone.
Yep. Amen.
Okay. And that's a big deal to know that. Okay. Because, when you ask people about, okay, how many friends have you got?
Yeah. And
you gotta define friend. Okay, a true friend is no matter what you do and how you are, the guy or gal still likes you and will be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you think
of it don't make a difference if it's 1 a.m. in the morning and you need me, well, call me.
Yeah. Well, that's what, Si, we say as uncles, Godwin, you'll be an uncle to the boys this summer, and your wife will be an aunt to the girls. So at the girls' camps, we don't have men, obviously, as mentors, but we've got couples. So we have 5 couples for the 10 girls, and to be there for them. We tell them, you can call us anytime. There was a kid this year who was back for a second year. We just do 2 years of programs right now, middle schools only, 11, 12, 13-year-old boys. But these boys second year said, I can call you. And the moms, like my son was struggling. It's okay if he calls you. And we tell him, you can call us the rest of your life. Every uncle gives the kid their cell phone number. You call me anytime. We had an uncle this past year, a Navy SEAL, who said, we got half of our uncles at the boys' camps are military and law enforcement guys. And the other half are, you say lay people, or I say lame people like me that didn't serve, didn't do anything. We're too afraid. But, praise God, we got people who are willing to serve. But we got these guys. And the kids have called some of our uncles literally in the middle of the night, said, nobody's home except me. My mom didn't get back. We had a little boy from Alaska. He came to camp. His dad was an Army Ranger the first year. He came in so hurting. He literally went around the campfire insulted each uncle. So here's this little kid, 12 years old. He took it at each one of us. And then afterwards, he sat there and the guys didn't, just said, "We love you, man." And turns out his mom drugged out after. So his dad got killed as an Army Ranger. Then his mom got on drugs and was gone. This little guy had nobody, felt alone, Si, like you said. It's a tough gig for a lot of them, but we're here to be there. Thank you again for helping us on this mission. Thank you for letting me come here to share about it, because there's so many kids we can help,
Yeah.
Here's something that always got me. Okay, those that does stuff like this, like John will get more, you and Paula will get more out of what y'all do for the kids than the kids are going to get. It will teach you things that you'd be shocked.
Maybe so, yeah.
Yeah. No, and a lot of times for a lot of people, and we know, especially in military family, you're used to doing things alone because your partner is halfway around the world and all that. So when something does happen, it's just easiest to withdraw and be alone and not ask for help because it's never been there. But if you know somebody or you are that person and you're listening, reach out to these guys, man. And Mark, where can they find y'all on the web? The internet? Yeah.
LifeCampUSA.org.
Yep.
We got a website. Families can go on to apply to go to camp. We will, if you've got a middle schooler, we will do our best to get them in. And we'll have 10 programs this summer, around 3 in Colorado, 2 in Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota. So we go to cool places with these kids. They have a lifetime experience. So yeah, reach out to us. And it's
completely free for them.
100%, no expense. We'll fly them in. The character traits we're talking about, resilience, teaching these boys integrity. We got a curriculum we've built for them in 1 week with these 10 men. It's a group of 20. We don't do one-on-ones. Everybody's running together as a team. Teach them about being courageous, discipline, work ethic, a lot of stuff that, we feel their dads would want them to know.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do is teach them they got a life ahead of them. It's going to be exciting for them down the road, and they get through these tough times, and they're going to build strength and resilience. And these guys, I think, watch out for some of these kids that have attended life camp down the road. It's going to be
me personally with the veteran side. Okay, we hold each other accountable, and that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I depend on you? And when you just say it, it's bigger than what you just saying it. This means something that, hey, look, that I've got your back. Yeah. That's why I like combat men that's been in combat and covered each other's back through death. Okay. There's a bond there that can never be broken.
Yeah. Well, these guys. Okay,
because each one of us knows the other one will give his life to make sure that, hey, we're in this together. And we want to come out of this together.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I don't want to jump in, but I'm thinking, as you're saying that, Si, I'm like, these boys, and I should say the uncles, the mentors, right? They're thinking it could have been them, that they're not there. So they feel called to invest in these young men, just like if it was their son could be left behind. So there is a high motivation by our mentors to be there.
No, because it's just personal.
Back to back. Okay. It's personal.
That's the one thing that when people have asked me, what's the best advice I can give you? Best advice I can give you is, okay, hey, everything is about relationships. There's only one thing that is that works here. A relationship between you and Father, the God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and then a relationship between you and each other. The accountability part, okay? Hey, when the goings gets rough, can I depend on you to be there to help carry me?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Superman. Okay? I've got issues just like you. I've got things that I can't handle. Okay, that I need help.
Yeah.
We'll carry each other through this.
Yeah. Accountability you touched on, Si. I mean, we actually, this is kind of a unique aspect of Life Camp is with the kids, we don't just go to camp for 1 week and that's it. We do monthly Zooms with the boys each month. On the third Sunday night, there's Life Camp groups meeting all around the U.S. with those boys, and those uncles jump right back in. And then same with the girls' camps. We meet with the team. So, and then we have a weekly Bible study online, and it's on our website, lifecampusa.org, for the kids who have attended Life Camp. So they don't have a dad at home. About 80 to 90% of our kids are coming from unchurched families too. And we're bold. We tell them why we exist is to give these boys direction and point them towards their Heavenly Father and teach them life skills. And they're meeting, and we got this Bible study. We got about 20 kids a week showing up on Bible studies online with Zoom. Who would have thought 10 years ago we could do a camp like this remote, post-camp, to meet monthly with these kids? It's been
That's
really
awesome.
special.
That's awesome, Mark. Look, we thank you for coming on here.
Man, thank you.
We appreciate even us getting to come up there and hang out with these guys. There's
Yeah,
some
that was
guys in
awesome.
this room that have funded a lot of these camps.
Yes, sir. You guys have been a
They're
blessing.
down here duck hunting with us for another day. But no, just know, like, if you want to get involved either financially, you can find them at lifecampusa.org, or if you want to get involved because you are that family, you know that family that can get involved, or if you want to be Godwin, if you feel called and led to be an aunt or an uncle, for all those things, you can find out more at Life Camp USA. We always close with a Bible verse, man. And when I hear this kind of stuff, this one in Hebrews 13:16, and do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. And when you think about that, yes, are you guys sacrificing your time? Absolutely. Al and the guys over here, are you sacrificing your time and money? Absolutely, you are. But the ultimate sacrifice were for those that put their lives for us. And now we're called on to care for those people, just as Christ did for us, though. The ultimate sacrifice paid by Jesus Christ. So thank y'all so much. We love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see y'all next time right here in the Duck Call Room. We're out.